We're going to put the new belt on. I'm going to be removing these water inlets and water exits, and I'm going to put the Fragola dash 16 to dash 12s on it.
Okay.
I'm going to set up the fuel system, so we're going to have the dash 6 to dash 8 fuel inlets that I'm fixing to put on, and I'm going to go in and make the crossover that crosses over from the, I'm sorry, my apologies, it doesn't cross over. We feed in from the back on your car, on other cars that cross over. So we're going to feed in from the back, so you'll have a dash 8 line that feeds in driver, feeds in passenger, and then it'll come through the fuel, feed the injectors, and it's going to 180 back towards the cab of the car, and then that's where the fuel regulator is, and it'll feed back into the fuel regulator. That's where that'll be our first checkpoint for fuel pressure. We have 2 checkpoints for fuel pressure.
Okay.
You know, everything will be their line. We use 100% Fragola whenever we're building lines. So we've got their race right Fragola lines, their race right hose ends that we use. So I feel like it's a good quality. I think the consensus is that it's a good quality product. So,
and this is pretty.
This is what we use on your coolant system. So this is their CPE line that I do for your intercooler, the piping for that, front to back. So it's a nylon braided, reinforced nylon braided rubber hose that has a black exterior to it, you know, for appearances, make it look nice.
And that goes from basically the ice tank all the way up to the front.
Yeah, so the ice tank is installed. I got that installed this morning, so it's mounted here in the trunk.
Oh, I didn't even see it.
Oh, really?
No.
Yeah. So and then what I've done is the lines that are running to the front of the vehicle, I've got them wrapped as best I can right now. They're going to be double wrapped, and in fact, I'm doing it on another car right now, so I can show you real quick what I'm doing.
Okay.
But they're double wrapped to try to keep the outside ambient heat off. It comes through a shielding process. Now this shield is already on the car from Mopar, so what we did is we removed it, we spaced everything down, and then we put it back. And then I've got your feed line that runs to the front of the car.
Okay.
And this feeds the FI interchiller. It'll go through the process, go through the motor, and then this particular hose that's up here that comes from the back of the engine compartment, this is the return line.
Okay.
So I'm doing what I.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, I'm doing what I know to try to keep the return as short as possible. We're trying to get the water back in the tank, in the ice, get it returned back to the FI interchiller just as quickly as possible.
Okay.
That's 100% installed. I got it bolted down. I've got all the Fragola lines to the Fragola hoses. Everything's done. So this is the gearhead fabrications that you bought from those folks in Florida.
Okay.
But we'll populate this with the intercooler coolant.
It's a good fit too. It looks perfect.
Yeah, no, they did a great job. I mean, you know, I don't know that I could do a better job. In fact, I feel like I could not. We've put some other tanks in before, and to be honest, this tank is by far way more impressive as far as the fit and just being able to utilize a little bit of this area right here. One of the things that's a positive about this tank is that we can immediately travel forward. In the past, some of the other tanks that we've had, they actually have us traveling backwards and then making a 180 and going towards the front of the car. And I don't always understand that, but this tank is a good tank. We're happy with this.
So this one came from HHP, I believe.
The tank did?
Yeah.
Well, and that's in HHP. That's nice, but Gearhead Fabrication in Florida is actually who manufactures this for them.
Okay, cool.
You know, so those folks. A gentleman named Mario. I spoke with him. He's one of the head guys over there at Gearheads.
Okay.
Spoke with him about the pump. Wanted to make sure that we weren't missing out on any pump action as far as the gallons per minute moving. It's a 38 gallon per minute pump, which is everybody feels like is going to be more than enough. We already ran it on 2 other cars because when you bought this and we found out about this, we actually bought 3 of them and we put them in cars already, and they're doing perfect.
Wow. Okay.
So we're real happy with that.
Yeah.
All the wiring, like I said, you've already seen all the FC3 controller, the wiring, all that's all already done. Finished up the wiring today for the pump, so this thing is key on automatic. It's going to be ready to go. Found these. We talked about this last night. So got these so that we can go ahead and mount this down.
Okay.
So we put the hardware on that.
And did you tell Chris about your idea about the?
I did not. No, that's between you and I. So what we'll do is we'll just make that happen, and we won't tell him, and then he'll go, "What'd you guys do?" And we'll be like, "Well, you didn't tell us not to do it."
And then now he's gonna do it for the demon.
Yeah. Well, in all honesty, I'm probably gonna plagiarize. I want to do. I want to do yours first.
Okay.
But then whatever I do to yours,
Okay.
I'm probably just going to plagiarize it over there, but do a different color.
Yeah, I got you.